Hello and welcome back to the Creative Sound Podcast, everybody. This is your host Josiah here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful and productive start to your week. And firstly, if you took the time out of your busy day to listen to my podcast and listen to me ramble, I really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to Leah Carter, my girl, my dog. Shout out to Kevin James, a friend of mine in Los Angeles. Shout out to Aaron Dante here in Louisville, ATM. Shout out to Vivian Harper, my producer and mentor, for tuning in every week. I really do appreciate her in the DMV area, I believe. Thank you, OBN Shine. I really appreciate you. In Atlanta, my mentor, writer, for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. And I also want to give a really rowdy shout out to my boy Johnson, my producer and mentor collaborator. I really do appreciate you. Big shout outs to you, Johnson. And if you guys haven't, please check out his beats. They are amazing. He is so underrated. The background music in this video that you hear right now is actually from Johnson's catalog, and it was actually a song off of my album Lavender, Eternal Love. So please check him out. Vivian Harper as well, also known as Spec Dreams Music. Please check her out on BeatStars, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like everything. You guys, please just search these people. Johnson, JAWNSON, Spec Dreams Music, SPECK, Dreams Music. Please find these people. They are amazing producers, and I would not have been able to express my art and create myself, I would have never been able to do what I've done with my album without these wonderful people standing by me along the way. I just wouldn't have. And, that's to all of you guys listening. I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. And thank you to each and every one of you that have helped motivate me, support me, and elevate me in ways that I cannot describe. I just really appreciate it. And so with that being said, we're going to jump into today's episode. And I'm a little bit anxious because I want to talk about, having a relationship and can it survive when you're a creator or aspiring artist, essentially. Because creators, they can fall in the same category, but they have a little bit more freedom, where as artists, you're a little bit more restricted in what you can do while dating someone or trying to date someone. So it'll be a little interesting today, and I'm a little nervous. So we're going to jump into that. But before we do that, we're going to have our 411 today. Yes, we are back to 411s. So let's roll it. Ooh, it's the 411. It's the 411. Okay, so today I want to talk about this week's masterclass featurette, which featured the queen, the legend, Miss Mariah Carey. And as you guys know that know me personally, know that I love me some Miss Mariah. Oh my God, her tone is immaculate. Just her range, just everything about her just exudes power, elegance, force. Just I love her. And we also have Miss Vocal Bible, Brandy Norwood. She is amazing and talented as well. Just her tone, her backgrounds, her vocals, her texture, her layers, just everything about this combination is basically what music needs in general. It's all there. I love it, and I love both of them. They are you guys, I just love them. And I feel extremely inspired by the two of them, and just to see them work together is just kind of surreal. Like, even though I'm not there or present, like, it's just surreal for me. It's just like that link up that you always want and you finally get it. It's crazy. But with me being an R&B artist, I feel really inspired by the both of them. I just literally posted on my Instagram story like 5 days ago about how I mastered the the low, the baritone low range, and then the high end soprano harmony from Mariah Carey, because it's just one of those things, like when you listen to her vocals, it's like, okay, like I'm gonna try to do that. And I learned how to do it from her. Like, I've had some experience in vocal layering and texturing, but nothing to the degree of what, all the years and hours that Mariah Carey has probably put in. I don't have anywhere near that type of experience, but I do have enough to where I was like, okay, I see what she did there. So let me try to incorporate some of that in my music. And I have, and it's really beautiful. And I love that. Same thing with Brandy. I've listened to her and I've listened to her songs, and those backgrounds, just the riffs and the runs and the airiness that she can produce, but yet it has power. It holds weight. Like, it's just so magical. And I've incorporated some of that in my music as well. I feel so inspired by the both of them, and to see them working together is amazing. And just the way they break down runs, and I loved to see it. And if you guys have not watched it, please check it out. Please, it's just amazing. I would love to be taught by Mariah Carey or Brandy or both of them, on vocals and, what to do, because I've never had singing lessons and I'd like to take some, but it's kind of hard, living in Kentucky for the moment, to find, dedicated and consistent vocal coaches that are going to push me to be the best that I can be. But I am actively seeking that out, whether it's Zoom calls or whatever. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Mariah Carey and Miss Brandy Norwood. But I really enjoyed them. I really did. Their techniques are immaculate. They have some of the best technique in music history, in my opinion. They just, even the way that they open their mouths and let certain vowels and consonants just flow out, into this beautiful melisma, it's just amazing. And I love it. I'm here for all of it. They have some of the best techniques, and their techniques cannot be duplicated. The vocal agility always just catches me off guard, no matter when I listen to them. Every time that I listen to Brandy and Mariah Carey, it feels like I'm listening to them again for the first time. Their voices just have that effect. They wow you every time. You hear something new every time. They're extremely innovative and articulate and careful and just strict about what's going in the song and what's not. And that's where I get a lot of my, it has to be almost perfect when I do a song. Because when I made Lavender, I was like, I need to try to do my very, very best, because this is going to be a body of work that'll be out there forever. And I want it to mean something. When I put something in a song, a background or ad lib or whatever, or even the main vocal, it has to be 100% intentional, and the emotion and all of that has to be there at all times, or else your song is just gonna fall flat. And there are a few songs where I feel like I could have done a lot better for myself, but growth is a thing. And that's also something that I've taken from a lot of my vocalists that I've looked up to over the years. I've taken that from them. Is I learned that you will have times where you were better than you were 20 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever. It's called growth, and it does happen, and it's a beautiful thing to see, especially when you're really serious about your craft. But I don't want to drag this out too long, and I don't want to give too much away from their special moment. So make sure you guys please go on Masterclass on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, and navigate to their links and stuff, and just check this out. Check this Masterclass session out with Mariah Carey and Brandy. It was amazing and it was beautiful, and they killed it. So that is it, you guys. That is our 411 today. Miss Mariah Carey and Brandy Norwood killing it with the vocals. So now let's move on to our main topic, you guys. As I stated at the beginning of the episode, it's going to be maintaining your relationships romantically and platonically while aspiring to be an artist. So let's start with being in a romantic relationship while trying to be a musician. So that can be very complicated because, of course, everybody isn't going to believe in your craft or whatever. And let me not say everyone, I'm just going to say, you may come across some people that may not be very supportive of your craft and, your passion, what you strive to do. But sometimes it can go deeper than just them not really enjoying what you're going after or what you're chasing or what you're so ambitious about. It can be on the lines of finances. When you're independent and you're not signed or anything, it takes a lot more starting out than it does when you're signed to a big label. You don't find out oftentimes till later on when you're signed to a label that, you made a financial mistake. Whereas independently, you can kind of tell right away, like, hey, these sessions are $500 a pop. Buying equipment is extremely expensive if you're trying to do it on your own. So either way, you're going to be out of money. Like, no matter if you're signed to a label or you're independent, you're going to be out of some money somewhere because, and I'm not saying that negatively, because you should always look at your musician or musical career as a musician or your musical career as an investment. You should always invest in yourself, but you want to make sure, like any investment, that those investments are calculated and they are they're substantial and they actually hold weight to what you're trying to do. And as an artist or musician, everyone isn't always going to see your value. They're not always going to see your vision. They're not going to always see any of those things that you hold dear to your heart. And that's why it's important to do your research and just know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, you don't believe in yourself, you don't see your value, you don't see your vision clearly, other people aren't. But there are also some people that just won't see it for whatever reason, because they think you're horrible or they don't agree with it, because they didn't have the same opportunities. Like, it's just a slew of reasons why some people may never see your vision, so you as an artist or musician have to kind of hone that and own it in a way, because if you just listen to what everyone else says, you're never going to be successful. Same thing when it comes to a romantic relationship. Yeah, you can take advice and you can hear people out so they feel respected, but also know in the back of your mind of what you want, because it's not your partner's career, it's not your mom's career, it's not your brother's career, it is your career. And if you start listening to what your partner, what your mom, what your brother is saying, it's going to be just that. It's going to be what they want or what they think, not what you think. So you need to know what you're doing before you do it. I promise you do. Because when people give advice, oftentimes, if it's not a stranger and it's someone like a friend, a family member, romantic partner, the advice that they give you is often wrapped in their own emotions and benefit that they have tied to you. So especially romantic relationships. So you want to be careful of that, because I remember someone that used to be my friend, he was trying to move out of state, and his girlfriend was, the prime reason holding him back, but he eventually snapped out of that trance and was like, hey, I got a life-changing opportunity. I'm not about to waste it on someone, that, is being selfish really, and basically putting themselves before my career choice. Career choice is huge. People may feel like, you should put your relationship first, but relationships are very, very contingent on, how things are going. Relationships are fleeting. Relationships are fair weather. They come and go sometimes, especially in your younger years. And, career choice is huge. Career choice is huge. That determines how you live, how you eat, how you survive. Like, putting someone before how you eat and how you survive, how you live, that's a big deal, and I think that's an extremely selfish thing for someone to do, and I don't agree with that. And I don't want to be one-sided here, because you should also be supporting your partner's career choice. It should be a reciprocal type of thing, a reciprocal type of support, in your relationship. But every healthy relationship will have that, but if you get in them ones, where it's not, then just beware of those. And when it comes to platonic relationships with your friends, I'll say, if your friends want to check out your music, they will, don't force it on anyone. I'd say don't force it on anybody, you know, especially your friends. Because I just personally feel like if someone wants to, they will. So if they want to listen, they will. Because if you just force it on them, like, here's my music, go listen, you know, or you DM random people telling them to listen to your music, I personally feel like that only makes them not want to listen to it more, because you're going out of your way to force them to listen to it. And I never understood why people feel like that until I got a little bit more traffic on my Instagram and I started receiving these DMs, especially from producers, just randomly forcing their music on me, telling me to buy stuff, and it just isn't a good look, and it doesn't feel good being on the receiving end of that. I call it forced promotion, because you're essentially attempting to force people to listen to you. Like, no, people are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to listen to what they want to listen to. Not everybody you come across is going to be a fan of you. You know, not everybody's going to want to listen to your song. Not everybody's going to think it's hot. You know, that's why we have different genres of music and different artists, because people listen to what is appealing to them. You know, and I don't take that personally, and I feel like that's what a lot of newer artists should work on, is not taking, you know, people's preferences and constructive criticism for disrespect. You know, it's a fine line between constructive criticism and disrespect, and I think people need to realize and differentiate between the two. Like, if someone tells you, you know, instead of sending them your music all the time directly, that you just set you up a link tree and keep it in your social media bios, and they just click it, you know, whenever they want to listen to your music, rather than you blowing up their phone every time you release something. That's constructive criticism, because they're telling you what's going on and they're telling you how you can fix it to make it better, you know, for your branding and marketing. That's constructive criticism. Now, if someone tells you your song is trash, you know, that's disrespect, because you can always just not listen or not comment or whatever. And I think that key factors like these, being able to identify these types of things, can help you romantically and platonically in relationships when you're a musician or artist, vocalist, whatever you identify as. But as far as being a creator, a content creator, you have so many more avenues that you can go down besides being a musician, you know, and you don't face the roadblocks that we may face, you know, and people may believe in your vision a little more because it's a little bit more accessible to the majority. Because yeah, as independent artists, we're making moves and, you know, we're breaking boundaries and we're breaking stigmas, but it's still kind of hard to get to that top 10%, you know, where everyone desires to go. And being just an independent artist is going to be hard, you know, because you got to do a lot more of the footwork and business side of things. Whereas when you're a creator, you know, the algorithms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they all kind of do that for you. You know, and the demand in videos and content, skits, you know, pranks, all of that stuff is in extremely high demand. So now, you know, everybody kind of feels like, you know, being a content creator is like working a 9-to-5, which it is, but as far as pay goes, you're not getting your full pay, yada, yada, yada. And that's where blockchain and all of that starts to come into play, Web3, because now you can put what you feel like your value is on yourself. You don't need an algorithm to determine, you know, if this video should pay you out $1,000 over the span of 2 months, you know, and like Danny Victor said, you spend 2 hours editing it, you know, 5 recording it, and they only want to pay you $1,000 over the course of 2 months on that video. No. So I definitely do feel like that is where blockchain comes into effect, you know, Web3, all of that good stuff, because you can definitely put your own values on yourself and your content, you know, because I know a lot of people that have quit their day jobs, you know, to pursue their passions fully, and you have to have people that actually believe in you, especially a romantic relationship. You know, having platonic relationships are a little easier when managing your career and, you know, whether you're an artist or content creator. But, you know, there's people that have quit their jobs, and, you know, you have to be confident in yourself, and you have to know what type of money you're going to be bringing in to support yourself if you make a decision like that. And I definitely think having someone romantically that supports that is imperative to how you do, because if you're over here putting them first, like I said, it's not going to work out as well. either which way it goes, whichever one you are, a content creator or a musician, artist, whatever, you have to put yourself first because, like I said, it's your career, not your brothers, not your sisters, not your moms, not your aunts, not your uncles, not your neighbors. It is yours. And if you continue to let people in and have too much say-so on that, you're going to find yourself stagnant because you're living for other people. You're not living for yourself. I can't stress that enough. Live for yourself. Life is short. Be happy. Do what you want to do. But yeah, that kind of wraps up today's topic and episode. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I'm in the process of some life-changing things going on in my personal life. So I'm trying my best to keep up with these episodes and, do everything I need to do. But I really do appreciate you guys for listening. I thank you guys. And if you have any topics, comments, or anything, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Please comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. And I appreciate you. This is Creative Sound, Josiah signing off. Remember to stay creative, stay safe, and follow your dreams. Let's go for a walk.